All right. What's up, everyone? Happy Easter. So, this is gonna be, first of all, it's Sunday, March 31st. So, we're behind quarter one of 2024, and now we're starting quarter two. So, I'm gonna do, what are we gonna do in this video? I'm gonna just do some, going over all some stocks names, cover a few from X, and a few from the Discord. And I'm anyways gonna be daily, guys, on the Discord VC as always, right throughout the week. So not too much to talk about that we haven't already, and we're probably gonna touch more on everything else like the rotations and commodities are in a special, interesting spot. Tema is again kind of starting to look interesting, and obviously small caps and oil, but that's kind of something I'm probably gonna leave to the whole week. So now let's see, I got Bitcoin here pulled out, but I do want to start with, because I got a few of you guys on to DMs. All right, but you said that tomorrow you're gonna drop me the names anyway on VC stream on Power Hour from the Discord. But yeah, I'm gonna look here at, yeah, I got you. Here we go. Appreciate you, thank you. Because I'm recording, right? It's on OBS, so it is showing, but not on the Discord. You're right. All right, first of all, because I might upload it again publicly. So obviously nothing here is financial advice, not tax advice. Nothing that I say is advice. I just look at flow, I look at charts, and I talk about what I see. So I'm gonna start with a few names here, right, from the Discord. First of all, LUV, Southwest Airlines. So you know I like Love, right? Was one of our better finds, better trades to end 2023. And I was actually one. I mean, I kind of asked for a for a sell-off, so we got it. Now I'm not a fan of, just kind of giving you background, right? Most of you probably know, anyone who's listening to the recording or anyone here, guys, on VC. I'm not a fan of airlines as a business just because they carry so much debt and tons of reasons. But if we're just looking at it, even looking at the jets, right, the airlines ETF, ever since the COVID sell-off, it never truly recovered. We kind of have a nice recovery, but then it topped back in March 2021 and kept on bleeding, right? So to me right now, Jets is kind of at the same area with small caps and mid caps where they could really, they're laggers in the market. So they, in my opinion, going to recover with small caps and mid caps still, right? Even though we saw this and upside here to begin from beginning of November 2023. To me, it's just, it's been still a lagger, so it looks good overall. And again, it went up with the whole markets as well, so it's not like it showed relative strength. So that just jets the airlines ETF. And Love, we're gonna look more into it in April, in May, in quarter two overall. I'll tell you right now, because again, I do like it. I got kind of an inverse fib here only because we could kind of say, looking at it like this, right, that it looks like could be forming an inverse head and shoulders. And again, that's just kind of me looking quick at it. But then if we zooming in, we had a big sell-off on earnings with a lot of volume, a bit of upside, but then this candle was higher volume than this one, got rejected at the 0.5. So best case scenario for me is if it goes down and tests the golden pocket, 28, 27, even golden ratio area, I'm a buyer here, easy. Again on Love. But the reason right now that I'm gonna show you on Love that I still want to wait a little bit and keep hunting for more is we just got a ton of what seems to be like arbitrage trades, right? So it's just less directional. It's really moving sides and kind of benefiting, I guess, from the spreads here. So it's something that usually when we see this, right, the deep in the money puts high premium paid, which usually, by the way, if you just open one of them, you'll see that you see a lot of volume and open interest hasn't moved at all, right? So most of you guys know it. But yeah, we saw some interesting flow from Friday. Call buying, in my opinion. So I want to say bullish, but it's still slightly in the money, so they could be hedging for some downside. So it's a good development to start seeing this, right? It's nothing crazy, but decent. 1.4 million, 1.4 million again, which has translated into open interest here. Gonna be interesting to see what happens tomorrow on Monday. If open interest goes up, decent. If goes down, maybe it's this dude's closed. But again, that's just like, don't worry, I'm eyeing this one big time, so I kind of like seeing it. So whether it goes down buyer, whether it goes up and can break above this 0.5, then we can kind of start hunting for more arbitrage to stop and see more directional flow. And in my opinion, again, love, the reason I like it is some of you guys know, right? Is because besides them being Southwest Airlines, the airlines, which I'm not a fan of the airlines at all. It's kind of probably the worst, second worst after Spirit, maybe Frontier, third worst. One of the not so great, as someone who travels a lot, right? Not a great airline, but business wise, like they got a strong balance sheet, they're improving, they got a lot of ventures besides only the airline itself. So I like the company, I really do, long term. But in terms of trading it, we kind of want to ride the right trend. So I feel like we're getting close to it. We just want to see what's up in April. So that's a bit about love, and that's also the levels I would watch. And then we got, okay, so that's actually a good one. Wonder Woman asked about WYNN. So casinos, kind of good that it's right after me talking about airlines. That's another thing we want to watch into quarter 2. You know, I like them casino stocks, right? And the gambling stocks. I'm bullish on them. I'm long some of them. And WYNN is a good company in my opinion. I'm gonna switch to the weekly here for a second. It's actually an interesting look. Let me check this out. Kind of big time rejected here though. Guess we could do. No, I don't like it. Let's see. It's an interesting look. We never held above it. Like it looks like it wants to create a hammer here and then boom, kind of sold off on a decent volume from this trend line. Then again got rejected. Now we're kind of testing it again on what seems to be like a bullish trend. It's just kind of quick looking at the technicals. We're on log as well, yeah. I mean, before me even looking kind of at flow, you know, I like casino stocks for this year. But let's see what WYNN has. Closer to the ask, could be buyers, but in the money. So let's ignore it for a second. And again, guys, anyone who's listening to the recording, I know it's Easter, so obviously happy Easter, everyone. And anyone who's gonna listen to the recording, as always, we're gonna have I'm gonna be on stream every day as always, like throughout the week anyways. So this is gonna be a bit of a quicker one that we usually do, just because I want to cover some more names. But this is by far the most interesting one from February 8th on WYNN. It was beautiful right here, right at this green high volume candle, which is what we like to see. What they did here, they sold to close. Yeah, oh, I'm probably gonna go down on February 8th. Boom, here we go, exactly. So they closed this one and they bought and look at this, like $92 million, $62 million. That's probably a market maker. $150 million trade. They bought the 90 calls for June. And obviously they're still holding it. Like, yeah, here you go. Open interest went up. They're still holding this position. I'm gonna go to the, see, that's the one. Even opening the spread, no. Anyways, you know what I mean. So what it means it can lead to decay, went down, but now it's going to go up eventually. It will, especially since we held 90. So this dude's still holding, which is good. This is some dividend. I like it. It's a big size moving on WYNN from someone who's, the way I look at it, they're long the stock. They just moved some size. This could be, to be honest, put riding 105 in the money as well. So they want it above 105 pretty soon as well, before May 3rd. I know it's a kind of a attached to a underlying stock position. But the way I read it anyway, yeah, that's looking good. And I'm not only looking on dry flow here. We've been following Xeno stocks for months, right? So that's obviously part of the sentiment. You see, call contract went down, but they're accumulating. So WYNN looking good. WYNN's looking good to me here, to be honest. Which I would love seeing as well. Again, I like them. Casino stocks. It looks like it broke out here. It looks like kind of a not W pattern, but creating higher lows here already, right? So even if you go down, you're probably going to, worst case scenario, test this trend again. I like it though, not much to it. It looks good. It's a good, by the way, in my opinion, it's a good long hold as well. The casino stocks here, they broke records and their margins are improving. I'm not sure about the WYNN, don't wanna mislead, but most of the casino stocks that we looked at, I remember, good longs. They're gonna be fun trades, in my opinion, in quarter two as well. A lot of them, because we're usually gonna see right on the breakouts and then retests, a lot of flow enter, and then it's going to just push it higher, in my opinion. So yeah, that's WYNN. And then here we go. We got another one here, and then I'm gonna do some from X, formerly known as Twitter. So first of all, a few from the Discord, as always, and then again, guys, tomorrow all week I'm gonna be on VC. So if you wanna do flow requests, then you just write in the trading VC chat. INMD. I feel like I know this name, but is it a INMD? In mode limited. Well, I'm not sure about the chart, to be completely honest. We just sold off big time. Yeah, from summer of 2023. And it is healthcare. Kind of, well, medical devices, pharmaceutical. Interesting look though on the macro. Like if we do weekly, and I'm just taking fib retracement, all-time lows to all-time highs. Not exactly all-time lows, but I don't like IPOs. So we wait a few months, we take it from here. It's also COVID lows. Look at this. Literally touched golden ratio. And then created the McDonald's pattern. This usually goes down. All right, let's just look at flow quick because I don't know much about them, the company or the stock. Well, that's not bad. March 19th, March 28th, which is '19 is here. Literally this candle, like the bottom, and then 28th on Friday. So right now, basically. So that was March 28th. This is the same contract, $30 puts for January 2025. So we said March 19th, sold to open. So that's a possibly writing puts. So shorting puts could be bullish. Yeah. Again, don't know much about the company. Another one here on February 21st. So that's been the trend. Wait, oh, February 20. Okay, that's actually good to see. February 21st, then another one here, March 19th, then another one here. Not bad. So that was the first one we saw, February 21st. Which is, again, boom, here you go. Almost bottom as well. After the earnings sell-off, this candle here. Shorted puts went up. Shorted puts again here. So nice. They're, to be fair, they might be selling puts to cover shorts. They might. So it doesn't mean that, you know, they're bullish long term, but it does mean that if you kind of hold, you know, this, I guess we want to do short term, we can do the lows here right from almost the golden ratio on the macro. but after the big sell-off to the highs here of February 12th, right? Kind of this fib retracement cycle. You can also see kind of the demand zone here, right? On this area between 0.786 to golden pocket. So if we hold these levels like the 2021, I definitely see it going higher. Just not sure about this long term yet, because I don't know much about them, to be honest. I don't know why this name sounds familiar though. I don't know. They might be in an Israeli company, maybe. Maybe that's why. INMD? Possibly. I don't know. All right. Now I'm gonna look a bit about Twitter, X, and then we'll end the video. But then I'll stay on Discord a little bit to kind of talk about overall stuff for this week. So what are we gonna do? CGC. First of all, the first one. Let's see quick. Let's look. That's a cannabis stock. First of all, I will start giving some of my opinions for what it's worth, right? Cannabis stocks is a general, like overall, my thoughts. And by the way, I got one of my better trades in 2018, 2019, and then I got bamboozled big time on cannabis. That was a big lesson to me. It was back in, if I'm looking at the MSOS, like the cannabis ETF. Yeah, so back in 2020, it was a big one. I think even before 2018 started the frenzy. Looking at T-Ray maybe. Yeah, when it kind of IPO'd, squeezed big time, but then 2018 and 19 it fell down. Anyway, so the thing with the cannabis stocks is that they dilute shareholders the heck out of them, because the company is a company. It hasn't proven to be, I guess, the business model proven to be consistent in terms of, straight out generating profits and strength. So they have to dilute shareholders, that's why I don't like. I never like companies to dilute, but that's also the industry. It's not federally legal yet. It should, in my opinion. Free the weed, legalize it, right? But it is what it is. So I'm not a fan. I've always said it on cannabis. With that being said, we've been seeing in 2023 ton of accumulation on and ton of bullish flow on overall cannabis. And again, I'll go back quick to the MSOS just because it's kind of one of my favorite ETFs to track. We've seen the big time before this buying volume entered back in August 2023. We saw a lot of bullish flow on cannabis. And then boom, we saw the pump, then dumped, but they still held. They kind of accumulated even more. So it created higher lows, then it went up. So everything looks kind of looks good and looks good. And so yeah, so even though I'm not a fan of the businesses long term, I think they can still dilute a lot. The trend has changed. So what we've seen in the past few years, cannabis present more opportunity here. Maybe it's also going to be legalized soon. I hope. Why not? Now we'll tell you what I think about CGC. All right. Discord knows it, like the flow trading Discord. For me personally, and again, that's just me. I'm not saying like to each their own. When I see this type of move, the stock literally had a day of up 68%, almost 69. Goddamn. And then a day after it fell down 20%, then day after 16% up, then 32% up, then down 10%. That's too volatile for me. It's just not my style. I'm not a fan. I'm not entering here. I don't like it. If I was bullish on the stock, I would wait maybe for a bit of downside to sell puts. I mean, perfect way to kind of enter the long the stock, especially if you want to buy, to enter shares if you're bullish. But that's how I look at it. Like I wouldn't trade it because I'm not a fan of this type of volatility. I like to enter before, even if it goes down after I enter. If I trust the thesis, the flow, the chart, the sector rotation story, and I think it goes up, boom, it goes up. And I'm willing to bet that CGC had bullish flow before the move. But yeah, that's kind of what I think. Not trying to sugarcoat anything. I'm just honestly telling you how I look at it, right? What I think. Now, looking at the chart, before even looking at flow, let's kind of try to be unbiased here. Kind of looks like obvious after the big sell-off, something started here, right? Something started higher lows, and then strength on the stock. So that's from December 2022. Straight out, you take a trend line. Yeah, it's actually pretty cool. Look, touched exactly the trend line here on September 12th, 2023. Touched it again right now, literally on Friday. So you don't want to say this, right? You gotta make sure that it breaks above it. Let's see if we got kind of a big fib. Yeah, here you go. You're taking a downtrend from the same highs here, the rejection at the trend line, fib retracement from here to the lows of March 2024, and you're also at the golden pocket of this downtrend. So that's usually an area with a trend change or volatility. So if it stays below 9.15, the golden ratio, you just go down. If you can break it in the next week or two, probably gonna squeeze higher, but you gotta break this trend. You gotta, because you see, squeezed, rejected, squeezed, rejected. And looking at CGC, yeah, I don't like seeing it. Ton of in the money calls. I don't even care if they're buying or selling. If they're buying, it's kind of bearish because it's in the money calls. If they're selling, what I would do, to be honest. If I would long shares from $3 or even $4, I would sell ton of in the money calls to exit with the IV that's probably jacked after it pumped. But I guess I don't see it. Oh, here you go. Boom. March 5th. Boom. They closed puts on March 5th. Big lot. What happened on March 5th? This is March 5th. The last big red day, 4% day. Because even this is a green day. If you look up, this one, it looks red here, but it actually ended up plus 0.69 on the day. Nice. So the last red day, you know, not talking those two, like before a bit of upside, but here after the big downtrend, this is where they closed shorts. Look what happened a week after, boom, squeeze started. So yeah, they closed shorts, squeeze started. So if I couldn't time it here, I'm not gonna personally look for an entry when it's already up, what, 260 something percent. So yeah, again, that's me. That's what I would look if you want to go bullish, break the trend, break the trend. If you're gonna go bearish, hold below golden pockets. The flow is tons of kind of hedges and yeah, nothing directional. Next, we're looking, guys. I'm looking from the flow trading X account, but I'm looking at my post. This is Orlando, obviously. So what are we gonna choose next? We talked Wolf last week, also Mara. So we kind of talked crypto miners in the Discord, so I'm not gonna do it again. See a few of you guys ask SOFI, which I actually haven't looked in a while. So we can do it in zero if you ask about ROKU. ROKU. We've been looking at ROKU. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. So I'm not a customer of ROKU, personally. But I do think it's at a very interesting spot. Fib retracement, I had not all-time low, because it again IPO'd back here, but basically the lows from October 2017 to the highs. Are we at all-time highs here? Let's do it exactly all-time highs. This candle. Here we go. So almost all-time lows to all-time highs. Reason it's an interesting fib retracement cycle to me is because look what happened back in COVID. Literally reversed from the golden pocket and squeezed big time. And that's exactly where we're at right now. We're above golden ratio, which is kind of good to see. And that's at the same time where we respecting this trend, right? Earnings, it popped, but then again, earnings, it dropped last earnings. So November 2023 earnings, it popped. And right now on February 2024 earnings, it dropped. So that's a name we've been eyeing. It's still on this kind of bullish channel here. Above 64.7, which is golden ratio. We just broke above it in the past few days, actually. Just broke above it. Let's see what the flow says. I looked at some dark pools, by the way, and I just didn't see, so yeah, didn't see too much anyways. But this is a bit interesting. No, it was a 0 DTE contract. Okay. ROKU. Kathy Wood likes it. She buys a lot of it, which I love Kathy. You guys know it, but I'm not a fan of her timing. she has a bad timing, fortunately, but she likes it for what it's worth. On February 27th, that's an interesting another one here on February 20. So they possibly closed shorts. February 20 and February 27th, they closed shorts. Gonna see it probably as a red candle here. Yep, here you go. February 20, February 27th. So that's obviously from unusual wealth, just the contract of the put option, right, for April, $80 put. So right when the put contract went up, which means the stock went down, they sold puts, sold puts, sold puts, which means took profits. And obviously the contract has been losing slowly value. So that's good to see for bulls. It doesn't mean that they're bullish necessarily, but it does mean they're covering short, so they don't want to hold the potentially put options that they had. So yeah, looking decent here as well. Again, we talked about it. I still don't see too much new kind of directional flow. Maybe I'm gonna find more if we kind of dive into it this week on the streams, because now we don't have too much time. But yeah, looks like a calendar spread here, which I kind of like seeing usually. Oh, that's pretty small one though. And then we had this one, bid side course. I want to look at the bear case as well, like to see, just to see if there are bears stepping in. So what's this calendar put spread? Maybe roll. All right, we'll look at flow more. Anyways, for now it does look decent. If you hold golden ratio 64.7, that's exactly where you just broke above it. This point you can kind of just see the same upside and possibly squeeze some shorts. I wonder what momentum is showing us. RSI is obviously going up. It's been oversold, but again with the earnings. So if we do 4 hour, yeah, it's not surprising though. Compressing on TTM squeeze, which is kind of good to be honest. It means that it's ready for a big move. So yeah, ROKU looking decent here. Just got a whole 64.7. If you break below it, you just enter in golden pocket again, and that's a macro cycle. So it could consolidate there more and kind of break the white at the green channel. So that's what I would watch on ROKU, and I'll let you know on the Discord if we see more. I'll post it. All right, and then last one we're gonna do SOFI. I don't even know how long this video is. So I have this one. First of all, let me start with saying that SOFI is a POS. I know we've been kind of bullish Robinhood from last year, and it's been going up very nicely. We've seen the bullish flows, and I know I've been also kind of bullish SOFI. I'm long SOFI still. I come long those stocks because we kind of anticipated the cryptoverse and stonks going up, so a lot of participation from retail, so they're going to benefit it. But I'm not a fan of the I don't know, something with SOFI. It's a risk trade. Anyways, that's what I'm trying to say. Like long term, it's a risk trade in my opinion. Could be a good play out good eventually, right? Could. But that's what I had drawn right now, I guess. Last time I charted it, which kind of broke below my ugly right shoulder, but still in it. It doesn't mean it's going to play out again. That's just something I see. Let me look at flow. That's probably going to tell us more. But if I'm also looking at, it's kind of decent here, I will be honest, because it is creating new higher lows basically. Let's do from this low, May 12th. Kind of a bull channel, I guess. Right? Found from the top of it here, then tested it again. Touched all of it, even broke below it, but false breakdown. Squeezed, touched the top again. Then again, below it, dodgy, but went up. That's the daily. So let's look at the flow. But this is gonna be a bit more busy options traded stonk, because also retail is very heavy on this one. So there's just a lot of activity. So I'm gonna do above 100 grand. We're still gonna see a lot of retail, a lot of different types of flow, but let's see. Let's see. That's a cross trade. I'm still interested to see what it is. Okay. All right. This is the cross trader. That's usually it's a matched buy and sell order, right? But it still means something. That's you got these dudes from March 14th, slightly in the money. They're buying a 64 delta. That's on March 14th. If they're buying, right? It does look to me because not only ask side, but kind of the looking at the spread, anyways. Yeah. Yeah. Again, that's such a busy stonk with flow, so it's gonna take me a bit longer to really look at. But I will say that this dude, for example, okay, that's a decent contract. That's January 2026, so that's a long-term one. So that's probably something that's going to tell us more. February 26, you saw, boom, a lot of ask side, but then open interest. So it wasn't necessarily a new big position open right away. But what's this? March 5th, and then look at the open interest here. Goddamn. We started February when it was 27,000 open interest. Now it's 77,000. So a lot of new contracts added. Long, short, doesn't matter right now, but a lot of overall. New contracts have been opened on the $10 course for January 2026. And this is why the $10 overall is an interesting area of February 28th. So this was kind of a timely one. February 28th. February 28th. What happened there? That's February 28th. Here. Basically kind of the top before this sell-off. But again, that's January 2026. So they care less what happens short term. Right? Especially if it's a hedge. So that's why even the daily looks decent, but this stonk is such a POS. I gotta say, there's some interesting starting to look interesting. And then we opened the dark pools. Nothing crazy. It's after hours, all of them. So all of them, okay. Put activity I always like seeing. I mean, this could be put writing when the put value gain contract. Then you see the put contract actually looks like he wants to do head and shoulders with a lot of bid side. So it means that possibly if these are from Friday, we're gonna see on the Discord on next week. We'll see what happens with open interest. But if these dudes sold puts, right? They're kind of, it goes well with the potential head and shoulders look on the put contract. Goes down means don't go up. This is this in September. I like this chain. $8. That's a decent look at this volume. So what we just talked about, put contract going down, this is kind of an inverse head and shoulders look on the call contract. While ask side volume entered. Small size, 300 grand. But again, we kind of look at it as being an unusual volume entering, especially on Friday before a long weekend, on Thursday, sorry, before a long weekend, with the timing that everything we just talked about SOFI. So that's what it's all about as well, right? Timing. So, okay. SOFI is looking interesting. I can't deny it. Still think it's a POS, but yeah, you can kind of clear possibly the maybe give you something like this, right? Like inverse head and shoulders, even on the daily short-term one, just to beginning of March. And then you can kind of go up, fill the gap. It's a volatile stock though, obviously, right? I also think it makes sense to kind of give you a sentiment after what Hood has done, kind of into earnings, possibly more shorts covering. We'll follow more. We'll see. For now, it does look decent. I will say though. I guess this is kind of a decent look. Rejected. Boom, bounced big time, broke above it, but then broke below it, but support, and then again support. So it's kind of a downtrend, right? Which could go all the way here even. But it broke above it a few times. Rejected back down, but still. And to begin 2023, it's still kind of creating higher lows. So yeah, it's not looking bad, I will say. It's not looking bad. I would look at the $7 being the 0.5 of this macro big retracement straight up December 2022 lows to the highs of August 2023. 0.5, $7 being support, important to hold. It's also kind of to validate new higher lows. And then you hold this, you can easily break above 8, 9, and then we see the $8 calls and the $10 calls we just talked about, kind of giving you more delta pressure and buying pressure on the market. So you could possibly even see clear new highs and then go to even 10, 11 and test the 2022 levels again, which is above $10, $11, 12. That's one of those names that they're just volatile, right? That's how it is. So we'll see. We'll keep following flow to maybe find a big directional spread from institutions. But I do feel like you just gotta hold 7, and it actually looks decent. Not a fan of options, it, by the way, personally. Not yet, at least. We'll see. All right. So, first of all, I don't know how long is already the video, but kind of covered a few names already from X, formerly known as Twitter. So I feel like that's it. What I do want us to talk about, guys, beginning of this week, next upcoming week, is obviously semis as always. That got rejected back in the 1.618. Again, that's gonna be semis as always in a tech-driven market. We kind of expected a bit of weakness. I do expect right now for semis to reverse. Doesn't mean new highs necessarily, because I also said that I feel like they could still try to burn a lot of options premium into April OPEX, which is in 3 weeks, right? But that's going to be very interesting to see. AMD, NVIDIA, because I do feel like semis could show us what's coming later on, as always, right? Tech-driven market, even if not trading it, we're just following it. So if this week they look decent and they go up, while everything else looks only okay, it shows us that, okay, like the market cycle is continuing, semis first, then everything else follows. Obviously, this week I want us to talk more about small caps, key spot here right now. You know what we think, what I think overall, but just in terms of short term here, key spot, and obviously oil and energy, XLE ETF, which broke out here, also on strong watch. And that's it. That's more for market sentiment. Utilities as well, XLU, a lot of things to talk about this week. And as always, guys, options flow channel, we're going to post a lot of flow for kind of market reads, and a lot of it going to present as well tons of decent trading opportunities. But as always, we want to be patient. There are tons of plays, tons of market moves every day in the market. So let's continue to focus on quality over quantity. And that's it here. I feel like, yeah, I did look a little bit on SMH and semiconductor overall. So again, we're gonna talk more throughout the week. So first of all here, let's end with looking at a bit of Bitcoin. What does it do here on the 4 hour? Beautiful, looking good. Probably even the Dogecoin 0.22 again. That's funny. Let's go. Why not? Let's go Dogecoin. Yeah, now I'm just kind of looking at overall stuff, so I'm gonna leave it to doing on the Discord. So first of all, anyone watch the video? Much love. Appreciate you guys. If eventually I did upload it to YouTube, so feel free to ask questions, try to answer you guys if you have any. And that's it. Much love. Peace out.